Hey guys, it's 2 Games or Adam, and you guessed it guys, we're back yet again with another Fortnite top 5 video. What other Fortnite videos do I make? But today I'll be going over 5 of the best new weapons that have been added into Fortnite. So since the release of the new minigun or LMG, I thought it was time to go over 5 of the best new weapons here in Fortnite Battle Royale, and I'm sure they're gonna add a ton more guns, but at this point they've added in 7 new guns, and yes, that does include the Snowball Launcher and the Pumpkin Launcher because I think those are a little bit different from the original RPG and Grenade Launcher. So the question of today's video, let me guys know right now in the comment section below, what is your favorite new weapon? If you had one slot to take a new gun, what would that gun be? Let me guys know in the comments below. You guys will soon find out what my favorite weapon is. And like always guys, make sure to drop a like on today's video. Our goal is going to be 1,000 likes. If you're new to the channel, make sure to hit that sub button. And besides that, let's go over 5 of the best new weapons here in Fortnite. So coming in at the number 5 spot, we have the Snowball Launcher, and I know that this gun is no longer in the game, and the only reason why I have this in the 5 spot is because it's not in the game anymore, which is really unfortunate because this gun is really good. I loved using it, and if you look at something like the Pumpkin Launcher, which is pretty much the RPG, instead of a rocket, it's a pumpkin. So those two are similar, but when you compare the Grenade Launcher to the Snowball Launcher, there is a big difference. I don't know about you guys, but I am not a fan of the Grenade Launcher in Fortnite. Whenever I actually do get this thing, I either just, take it and wait for the RPG, or I'll leave it, or I'll just, take a sniper instead, or I'll swap it out for something else, because with the Grenade Launcher, it can be good if used correctly, but the shots bounce all over the place, and sometimes it can be tough to predict where those grenades are actually going to land. But the Snowball Launcher, which replaced the Grenade Launcher during the Christmas update, was completely different. The shots would actually kind of stick in place. They would bounce a little bit and roll a little bit, but for the most part, they wouldn't bounce all over the place like the Grenade Launcher does. With those grenades not bouncing all over the place, I guess in this case, the Snowball not bouncing all over the place, it made using this gun a lot easier, and it was way more effective. Now again, it's unfortunately no longer in the game, and that's why we have it here in the 5 spot, but the Snowball Launcher I think was definitely worth mentioning. It was a really good weapon, and I hope to see this in the next Fortnite Christmas update. So coming in at the number 4 spot, we have the Tactical Submachine Gun, and honestly guys, I never thought I'd be putting the Tactical SMG on a top 5 best weapons list, but this gun was added in to Fortnite through a patch a long time ago. It's one of the first weapons that was actually added into the game, and not to get you guys confused with the regular SMG, we're not talking about that, we're talking about the smaller Tactical SMG, and there's 2 major differences between this gun and the base SMG. So the first major difference between the TAC and the regular SMG is the rarities. You have the uncommon, rare, and epic with the tactical, and then when you have the regular one, you only have common, uncommon, and rare, and also the damage is a little bit better. So the uncommon version does 16, and then the rare version of the regular SMG does 16 damage. So you don't have a big difference in damage, and honestly, when you're looking at the stats for the Tactical SMG and the regular SMG, they're pretty much the same thing, and I don't know why they're both in the game. I don't think they both need to be there. They can definitely remove one of these. In total, there's 3, but with the silenced SMG, it's at least suppressed, but the Tactical SMG and the regular SMG are pretty much the same thing. And honestly, with the TAC SMG, it's one of those guns you grab at the start of a match because there's nothing else there. It can definitely put in some work, and it's really good up close, but it's something you're not going to keep for the entire game. So coming in at the number 3 spot on my list, we have the silenced SMG, and this gun has hands down the best SMG in the game. It is slightly better than the tactical, and in my opinion, it's a lot better than the base SMG, because with the tactical and the regular SMG, I find those guns to be kind of inconsistent. There are sometimes you melt people, other times it doesn't really go your way, but with the silenced SMG, this gun is definitely a lot more consistent. It has the highest damage out of all the SMGs, and I guess you're trading that fast fire rate for more accuracy. It's deadly up close, and even at medium range, it can do some damage, but of course at long range, it's really not that good. But the silenced SMG overall is a very solid weapon, but with that being said, with all the SMGs in this game, after the beginning of the match, there's no point in carrying this. I would love to see the silenced SMG get a buff, because there are no SMGs in this game that really stand out. The silenced SMG, like I said, it's the best SMG in the game, so it's the closest SMG to really standing out, but it's just not there. I would really like to see this gun receive a buff, and hopefully it does in the future. Or maybe they'll just add in another SMG that will be a lot better. But overall, when we're talking about new weapons, the silenced SMG is definitely one of the better ones. So coming in at the number 2 spot on my list, we have the suppressed pistol. And I personally had really low expectations for this gun, because a suppressed pistol usually isn't going to be the greatest thing in video games unless we're playing a stealth game. But for a game like Fortnite, I wasn't expecting much from this thing, but my gosh, was I wrong. The suppressed pistol is an absolute beast. It's hands down the best pistol, and it's even so good that it can compete with the shotguns. For those of you that don't know, the suppressed pistol is pretty much just the epic and the legendary version of the regular standard pistol in this game, because with the standard pistol you have the common, uncommon, and rare, and then you have the epic and the legendary version as the suppressed pistol. And this thing, every time I use it, I always think it's not going to be that good, but every time I use it, my gosh, this thing absolutely annihilates at close range. And with any shotgun battle, it usually takes around 2, maybe even 3 shots to get a kill with a shotgun, especially if you have some shield on. But you know, there's the occasional, you know, 1 shot to the head with the semi and the pump, but on average it's 2 to 3 shots. You should have plenty of time to kill somebody with your suppressed pistol while the other person is trying to get those 2 to 3 shots off on you to get the kill. Now, the one thing that I'm not crazy about, and you guys might like this, but the drop rate for this gun is a little bit too high. You see them kind of all over the place, and whenever I kill somebody, I feel like someone's always dropping a suppressed pistol. And when something's that good and so many people have it, it's kind of unfortunate, because you don't want it to be that common. You want to kind of be one of the only people, or a handful of people, who are actually using this thing. So I think they should definitely kind of lower the drop rate with this gun, because it was like 20% or so for the epic version and like 5% for the legendary, which is pretty damn high for a legendary weapon. But overall, the suppressed pistol is an absolute beast. If you haven't given it a chance, please use it. You will not be disappointed. So coming in at the number 1 spot on my list, it's quite obvious what this one weapon is. We have the pumpkin launcher left, the scope AR, and neither of those are really that good. So obviously it's the minigun, and the minigun is just, I can't believe it. This thing is absolutely insane, and I had kind of the same mindset with the, you know, with the suppressed pistol as I did with this thing right here, where I was like, there's no way they're gonna make a minigun that effective in this game. They're just not gonna do it. Boy, was I wrong. This thing is just pure destruction, because not only is it a gun to kill people with, this thing destroys everything in its path. It destroys bases. If someone's building, you can just sit there, hold down the trigger, they just can't build fast enough. You're gonna just cut through everything they're putting down, and you'll eventually get those hits on them and get the kill. It is crazy overpowered. Now, since this gun is so good, there are definitely some downsides to this weapon. The first one is it takes time for the gun to get going. So when you first take it out and you want to shoot, it will take like a second or two for it to kind of spin up and start actually shooting. So that is kind of a way to counter it, I guess. And then of course, the accuracy isn't all that great, especially at range. Like close quarters, you can just cut someone down. Like if someone's rushing with a shotgun, take out the minigun, jump around and just cut them down. It's crazy, but at long range, again, it kind of suffers. But with that being said, it doesn't really matter because you can have so many shots with this thing. I don't exactly know what ammo types this uses because I feel like everything I pick up goes towards the minigun because I always have like 1,000 shots with this thing, and you can literally sit there and hold down the trigger and spray all 1,000 shots. It is, I think that's what makes it so overpowered, and I guarantee you this thing will receive a nerf very soon because it's just too much right now, so use it while you can. So there we have it, guys. Those are my, I guess, top 5 favorite new weapons that were added in Fortnite. Again, we're only going over those 7 weapons. The 2 that did not make it on the list is the pumpkin launcher and the scoped AR. The pumpkin launcher isn't different enough from the regular RPG, so that's why it's on the list. And the scoped AR is just, it's the scoped AR. No one really likes that thing. So if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to drop a like, subscribe for more Fortnite top 5 videos, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.